Hello everybody. Before we get started, as always, want to give a shout out to the lovely music we've been listening to during pre-stream here. I believe this is Retro by Declan VP. Thank you to them and everybody like them who makes it they're free to use their low-cost assets for streamers so we can have better streams. Thank you very much. Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever it is in your part of the world. I am Deuscain, your variety type streamer for the night, who is back from his little vacation, ready to stream some more. How y'all doing tonight? Did you have a good Monday? I hope you had a good Monday. Mine was a decent Monday, it's just a little bit busy. But overall, good day. Good day. And a great day because I get back to streaming. Because, yeah, I have not been playing any of the game that I've wanted to play for almost the last 2 weeks, which is going to make catching up a little bit tricky. But I think we got it. I think we got it. So, yeah. Jumping back into Citizen Sleeper tonight. That was a great 10 minutes of really good music. Thank you. Yeah, Declan does great stuff. I wonder if I have them in my credits. I think I used to just have the credits on the screen, but my new overlays, I don't think I do that. I probably ought to add them there. I'll make a note to add that there. One sec. I'm making a note. There we go. But yeah, we were playing Citizen Sleeper 2. We were about 6 hours in the game, 5-6 hours in. We had kind of unlocked exploration and moving around to various space stations, trying to do quests. One guy was like investigating our new robot body, and he wanted something in order to continue, and I don't remember what he wanted because it's been almost 2 weeks. So part of tonight's going to be trying to relearn the game a little bit. But that's going to be a whole trick. But no, I'm really liking this game. I think it's an improvement over the first one. There are a few things I'd love if they did a little bit differently, but overall, I think it's a bit of an improvement. Especially because while I'm not allowed to play Citizen Sleeper 2 off stream, I can play the first one again, and I have been. And yeah, I can feel the differences in how they designed the game, and the new one is definitely an improvement, so I'm really happy with it. But yeah, in addition to that, one of my other streams, I think my last stream was a nice collab with the lovely Eznel Darson. I'll give her a shout out here. That's how you spell it. Yeah, they're playing Roblox recently. But yeah, she and I were playing Cassette Beasts about 2 Fridays ago. Introduced her to that game. She seems to have a good time with it, and we were talking about doing a Smasher Pass collab with some of the monsters in that game at some point in the future. We'll see when that happens, but definitely want to get back into that game with her because I think she'll enjoy it. We got a bunch of big stuff going on. Excuse me. But let me think. What else? I mean, obviously I had a week off. So during the week of break, I just kind of mostly relaxed. Tried to not get too up in my own head about stuff. Wasn't super successful in that, but I did do some cooking, which is nice. I made my my lovely chicken marsala again. Got back into Sekiro a little bit. Was playing that because a friend of mine, a certain Iris Bloodblaze, which I'm going to give her a shout out too, because why not? Might raid into her too. Ah, Pickles! 6 months at tier 1. Thank you so much, Pickles. Really appreciate that, as always. But yeah, my friend Iris was playing Sekiro. She'd played it like a year and a half ago. Hated it at the time, in part because she had a broken controller and she didn't realize it until partway through. And then she's actually crushing it now. She's doing really amazingly, and we've even gotten her to admit that she likes and is enjoying Sekiro. So I count that as a win in all quadrants. She's not even denying it when we're accusing her with it, which is fantastic. Best thing ever. But what else have I been playing? Sekiro, cassette piece. Playing a little bit of the new Monster Hunter update. I was debating on whether or not to add that as a stream, but unfortunately it like landed right at the start of my vacation, and they waited until like right before it was gonna drop to announce it. So like by that point I already needed the vacation, so I'm like, I'm gonna take it anyways. So yeah. But played a little bit of that. I don't like the Legia Chris fight, because that has that weird wonky underwater section. I'm like, this is gimmicky. I don't like this. Like, let me just stay on the land and fight this thing. I don't care that like, oh, but in the old one we used to fight it in the water. I don't care. Let me fight it in the land. And then the Sergio's fight. I like the fight. I'm not really inspired by any of the equipment. Like, none of the equipment is anything I would use over my current set. So like, there isn't really a big draw to like keep going after it. And honestly, I've just kind of been having more fun with Sekiro, so that's been more the thing. But that's kind of the stuff I was working on there. And then I think, what else? Did I get any new commissions in? I think I got some new commissions back in. I know I got at least got one back in. That's right. Commission dart. Come on, Discord. Yeah. So I had a quick commission I got in from an artist by the name of Omni Uman. They do these cute little like doodles for Halloween, Christmas, and then summertime. So I dropped as soon as they put out the summer one, I basically applied immediately. I actually got it at a discount because they said like, hey, this is a simpler design, I'll just give it to you. You know, I'll give you $5 off. Yeah, not give it to me, but they'll give me $5 off. That's actually up in the Discord. I think I have it scheduled to go live on socials later this month, but if you're in the Discord, as with many things, you get to see it early. Yeah, it's adorable too. I got them to give me like the full like swimsuit outfit, and it's great. I love it. He's so heckin' cute. Omni does great work. I need to commission them for more stuff, but unfortunately their commissions for anything other than doodles is basically just forever closed. Omni, I think, has some imposter syndrome stuff that they work through, which is a shame because the doodles are great and they're super fast. Like, I got this back in like 2 days, 3 days at most. I'm just like, you know, I've worked with you several times. I trust you. Doodle away, doodle man. I know the temptation of joining yet another Discord while I'm bad at Discord. Do it. Do it. No, yeah, honestly, we're still building the Discord, so it's not super active at this point. But it is a place that I'm kind of keeping as a hub in case any other weird stuff happens. You never know for the internet. But I put my commission dart in there. I have model references in there. I got fan art in there. Obviously, it's a great place to go and mark for when I'm going live, which is opt-in as well, by the way. I don't use @everyone for that. I occasionally use that for announcements, but I try not to overuse that feature. It annoys me when others do it for me. So, yeah. And then also, it's where my clips and videos go into. So if you wanted to see any of that, I usually do like 3 VODs a week, and 1 short is usually what my output is. Though, gentle reminder for anybody who, which also let me share the YouTube here because I ought to be good and do that. We are caught up on VODs for YouTube, so there's not going to be any YouTube VODs out this week because basically last week we posted the last of them. I might still have like Ez's, my collab with Ez, and like something small here or there, maybe the Citizen Sleeper VODs, but like I want to give myself a little bit of time to build them up so that I'm not like uploading VODs every other weekend because I have no backlog. So we're gonna let kind of the month of July run out and build up VODs in that time, and then I'm gonna start probably uploading again sometime in August, so that I can do like a month at a time and then have time off, and then a month at a time and have time off, which is gonna make the upload a bigger project, but it's also means I just don't have to do it as often as a requirement. So yeah, it's gonna be nice. Also, is that your little heart there, Pickles? It is. Thank you.
Let's go.
I did put a couple of commissions in recently. Let me see. Crap, I closed that earlier. So I have another batch of shorts out with my editor. So I'm really happy about that. I also got, let me check this here. This might take me a second to show you folks, but hang in there. Here we are, Fugi. Oh good, has focus. Go here. Do I have reactive? No. Okay, I'm going to turn the model off for a second. I'm going to add in that browser source for Fugi reactive. That's the Fugi group reactive. That's not the Fugi reactive. That's the wrong one. Good old Scuff. Love it, folks. Alright. Add existing. No FOMO if you're ever late to stream. Exactly. You post whole streams on YouTube. Nice. Love it. Yeah. Like, I try to... Like, part of it's a little bit lazy, if I'm being honest. But also, it's just, like, I like the raw streams. Like, if someone just wants to sit back and relax, like, let them. I'm not really gonna get too upset about things. Let's see here. Okay, I think that copied. We have to actually build a browser source here. There we go. Do that. Okay, it should show me, but it's not showing me. Why is it not showing me? It's on the top layer. Oh, Jesus, I know why. 'Cause it's a Fugi reactive, and I need to actually be in a channel for it to show up. There we go. Here it is. Here's my cute little guy. My cute little pixel guy that I got. Ugh. But no, I actually saw SNL have one of these. I asked her where she got it from, and I got one made for myself. So, there's a cute little pixel version of me. But yeah, he's cute. He's adorable. He's just a little guy, exactly. But this one came in. I don't think I actually posted this anywhere. So yeah, you're getting to see something here that others haven't seen yet. So congratulations, free preview. But yeah, so this is just kind of cute and it's fun and I like it. But this one came in recently. I didn't do a whole lot of commissions in the month of June. Like I had a bunch at the beginning, but people have mostly seen those. I haven't got my waffles commission back in yet. That is supposed to be due soon. My panels are coming along nicely, so those will be ready soon. I've got a couple of them done, and then I think I got the last batch of sketches in for those. The card website still isn't done yet. They've got another like 3 weeks for that. Same with the Monster Hunter one. That's about 3 more weeks for that. So we'll see how that goes. Waffles, panels. And then I put in for a Skeb commission today, or yesterday maybe, with an artist I kind of want to check out, see what they're doing. And, joy of joys, I have also put in for my Halloween commissions. So my Halloween commissions, I have decided on what I'm going to be for Halloween. I have reached out to an artist to do an illustration, as well as to do the actual reactive model for it. So Halloween is in progress. There's not going to be a summer model, unfortunately. I did not plan that in time. That would have been a good thing to do in like April or May, but alas, it is July, and by the time I get it back, it's going to be over. So I'm just going to be wearing my vest and my suit all summer long. That's fine. I'm not hot at all. It's not like we're going through a heat wave now. I'm a little mad at myself for not planning that better, but it is what it is. Also, I need to fix this because I changed something. There we go. Let's switch to that for Persona because I know I need that. And okay, here we are. Global warming is progressing. Summer model would be accurate for longer now. Yeah, I mean, entertainingly enough, my summer model is very similar to the swimsuits used by the characters in Expedition 33. Like those like old-fashioned French outfits are like mid-thigh to like the top of the shoulders. Like, ironically, I got something like that made back in like January. Was when I put in the commission. And it's silly and it's ridiculous. And I cannot tell you how pleased I was in April when Expedition 33 came out. And all of those swimsuits were in that style. And I'm just like, yes. But I missed an opportunity. I really should have put a commission in at that point. But I didn't. And that's my fault. So. Oh well. But, yeah, I mean, that's kind of been it. I've been trying to just take it easy. The point of having a break is to relax and enjoy myself. So, like, I didn't do anything crazy. Craziest thing I did is I went out and did some clothing shopping, which was entertaining because it's getting shorts because, like, I have a bunch of, like, older ones that don't fit too well. And I've been trying to replace them with some new ones that fit better. And I got, like, 4 pair that I liked. But I'm like, these... I have to do laundry every weekend to make sure I have enough pants. Let me go and get a couple extra pairs. And I found the ones that I liked. I found the size that I liked. I found some new colors. And I kind of shopped around a little bit more. I'm like, okay, I know what my size is. Let me get these and these and these. And oh, hey, here's some swim trunks. So the swim trunks don't fit well at all because my thighs, a lot of my weight doesn't go to my stomach. It just goes to my upper thighs, like my upper leg and my thighs. So like these swim trunks were like they were like bicycle shorts on me. It was nuts. Yeah, I didn't buy them. Like I tried on the biggest size. First of all, like it was hard to find anything that wasn't a medium or a small. And second of all, like putting on the large or even might have been the extra large. Like it was still just like squeezing myself into a tube. And I'm like, nope, not buying these. And then I had 2 pairs of shorts though, and I put them on. I'm like, oh, these are cut differently than the ones I bought before. They don't fit well at all. A little tight in the groin area and didn't leave much of the imagination. And I'm not quite at the age where that's really how I want to be presenting myself out on the stage for everybody to see. Everybody and God. Yeah. So, I declined to buy those particular items and instead bought another 2 more pairs of the ones I liked before, one in black and then a second red because I had a red one previously and I'm like, yeah, we're buying another red one. So but yeah, that's the most exciting thing I did this past weekend. Like otherwise the rest of the time I stayed home and played Sekiro. Like that's me. I'm just boring. I sit home and play Sekiro by myself. But I have a small drink of water here, and then we'll get jumping into the game. We've been going for a good, like, 20 minutes a yap, so. Oh, so I made some chili this weekend. I really should have taken a photo of it. for the Discord and for elsewhere. But yeah, no, chili's good. It's been a while since I've had chili, and that's been really nice. But all right, let's get the game booted up. There we go. There's that. Okay. So we're on cycle 45. So currently there's a bad guy who's chasing us. All right. Extract the prime shipmind. Major wrong with your body. Prime shipmind. Find Seraphin's sister, but they're in Wellspring. Which, that was somewhere weird, wasn't it? Holmes Rock. Flotsam, which I've been to the Flotsam before. So that's Wellspring. So that's too far out there for me to go. So I can't get there yet. The scatter yards, I need to go there for something. There's the Hollow. The Green Belt. Spoof transponder required. Ah, shipmind wreck. Payment is in a sleeper diagnostic. Oh, this feels a little loud in my ears. Alright. It's prime shipmind. That's where we need to go. It's going to use 4 of our fuel, so we're going to need to get more when we get back. And I need to make sure I don't burn all my supplies, because this isn't a traditional station for me to restock. Alright, what are we going here? Oh, what are my skills? Right, so I'm bad at engage. I don't have bonuses to interface, endurance, or intuit, but I'm decent at those. So really I need somebody that can engage. Mostly. Do I have any points to spend? I don't think I do. So I need mostly engage, and anything else is fine. So he has engage, and he has 2 skills, but they're really good at their hacking. We're dealing with a shipmind. This might actually be good for hacking. Yeah, let's confirm this crew. We're too far sunward. I don't like it. I have to read the coordinates Junie found as drawn you out of the Hellion Gate, almost out of the belt completely into the soft rubble-strewn transition within the Hellion system to the edge of Conway-controlled space. That's why the ship is likely to be untouched. It's too far sunward for the belt traffic to run into, and now with Conway drones patrolling the edge of the belt, it's even less attractive as a salvage site. Lucky us. I doubt anyone has been here in decades. Actually, I would say we are lucky. We still need to be quick. Agreed. Should assume the wreck is being watched, or at least on a patrol route. As you look at the twisted wreck, you swear you see a red light blinking between the stars. You change your look with Seraphin. He'd seen it too. We better get to it, sleeper, quickly and quietly. What I understand, convoy drones run on automatic until they detect something of interest, so as long as we're quiet, we don't have to contend with an operator, just automated search sweeps. With no weapons, I think we're screwed either way. I'd say better not to be seen, right? Yeah. Just ready a chair, head towards the airlock, and then shoot the feeling of being watched. Being here is a risk, you know, but you need the ship mind. No matter what happens, you won't be leaving here empty-handed. Okay. I got a couple of ones, which is not great.
Hydrant, you bastard! Hydrant!
Ha! Gotcha, Hick. No, that was Perry. That wasn't Pickles. But thank you for the hydrate, Perry, but I was already in the middle of drinking. So, yeah. I'm so glad this character, I brought this one along. Because it wasn't you this time. Thought for sure it was. But hi, Perry. Hope you're doing well. That here as well. Tracing the ship mind. I don't want to risk the drones. So we're gonna push, because it makes sense to do that. Okay, that was still a positive outcome, so we've done half of it. And now we're in the unpleasant part where no one has intuition, or the intuit skill, at all, and I don't know if I want to trust a 4 or a 3 here. It's gonna be rough. Unpleasant trees, yeah. +2 stress. That's really bad right now. I did not need that. Let's try it again and see if I get... Okay, tracing the ship mind +1 stress. Okay. So they didn't detect me, but 3 stress means if I roll bad on my dice could break, and that's really bad. Because I don't know what else is coming. I had a dice break. So that's really bad. Okay. I'm just gonna push right away, because it's gonna get rid of it's not gonna get rid of a stress. It's gonna just drop it by 1. That's decent. Okay, we are done with the ship mind. Leads you deep in the wreck through the crushed and twisting corridors, floating panels and wires, being suddenly in your lamplights like strange sculptures. Being tired of the endless dark and haze of particles washing over your ship, Ginny leads you into a chamber where the ceiling is torn open to reveal the stars. At its center lies a cylindrical object, half your height, raised on a complex pedestal from which countless thick cables snake off into the dark like braided hair. 1 or 2 of them float freely, waving back and forth like glinting severed ends, but most of them disappear into the floor and walls, or twist and curve out of sight. Beautiful, isn't it? Not bad. She glides over the pedestal, pushing her way delicately through the wires. As she takes out her terminal, looks for an access point, she talks softly, her voice carrying through the suit comms. These cables lead off to every one of the ship systems: engine, life support, navigation, lighting, networking, you name it. Shipmind has hardwired access to all of them. An old ship like this was running well. The shipmind would distribute itself, some of its protocols running freely in different sections. It would be less like a single governing mind and more like a load of systems clumped together to form a complex living machine. Think of a plant rather than a being. A plant with incredibly rapid processing power and a much more accelerated response time than your average tree. Watch as she finds an access port, slips a cable inside, slotting a translucent screen onto the top edge of her deck. Let's see here. Screen fills with bright scrolling text. Incredible, there's so much here. Or stick copying this over, it's everything I need. Watch as she starts rapidly tapping at a keyboard. Tensions sucked into the data she's extracting. Journey of the shipmind. Sorry, yes. Let me check. As was saying, the protocols that the shipmind are distributed. So shipmind is shut down unexpectedly. The protocols are rarely all contained in this unit, as is the case here. Parts of it are trapped elsewhere in the ship system nodes, which is a problem. There's always a problem. Luckily, you have me. If we rip this thing out now with parts of its protocols elsewhere, it's probably going to destroy itself the moment we turn it on. Doesn't matter that we're going to wipe the whole thing anyways. It'll be too late. The mind inside the ship mind will be broken. If we find the nodes housing distributed parts, power them up, then disconnect them, the protocols will be sent right back to the ship mind here, and we can take it out clean. Sounds easy enough. Well, it isn't, but it is doable. An incoming signal. If you're lighting up the systems and networks down here, time to stop. Genie disconnects from the cradle. Two of you exchange nervous looks, backing away from the ship mind. A faint red light glitters in the dark beyond the broken ceiling. You hold still. Moment stretches out. You hear Junie's breathing through the comms. Light flashes, pauses, and fades. You take a breath. Too close. Conway drones sniffing the network. We're clear. I've turned off almost all the rig systems, but we need to be careful. Keep network activity to a minimum. Dice couldn't handle the pressure? Yeah, because that's a mechanic. Because, like, when you have a bunch of stress, if you roll low, the dice will break. Which is what has me so worried about being stressed right now, is, like, these other dice are going to break. I'm going to be down to 2 dice for the rest of this mission, and it's going to suck. Understood, but we need to access the networks to get the shipmine out quickly. I hope you're lucky. It's a click as he closes the line. Look at each other again. Then the shipmine encasing its cradle, wrapped in wires. This is going to be easy. So what are we working with here? It is danger still. But he can help. Track cables. Risk it. Okay, I got 2 positives. That's really the best I could have hoped for. And I can't risk any more stress for myself. It will not end well. So let's end the cycle, reset Junie and Eugen, and we'll see which of my dice break. Probably both of them. No, and I got 3 6s. Holy shit. So that's really good. Really good for that one. So neutral outcome plus 2 stress. Okay. Push this. So I don't know what else is coming. Okay, so I got 2 other nodes here. Glad I saved those high numbers. Interface and engineering. Hey, how's that going? Port disconnected. What do we got over here? Engineering and interfacing. Oh, blessed be. And the only dice I have left is Junie, and I'm not using that die. Not risking it. Any breaks? No. He's got 2-1s, so they're useless. Conway alert, so they saw something. Alright, let me do this for engineering. It's ready, sleeper. Go over to her, floating beside the cradle. She gives you a reassuring nod. You turn the prime shipmind, floating above the cradle. Final node's disconnected and locks released. Glide over and grab at the warm metal casing gleaming in the dim light. You feel a strange sensation of something moving around inside, like a creature in a box, the weight shifting this way and that under the pressure of your grip. Dawns on you that Jean-Mi plans to put you inside this device to hold your mind here while he investigates your body. The thought prompts a shiver. Drone's still sniffing around, sleeper, so if you have what you need, let's go. Come on, don't overthink it. There'll be plenty of time for that later. Look up and see that faint red light glittering in the dark beyond the broken ceiling. Time to leave. Contract complete. Get out of here without alerting Conway. There's nothing else here. So, yep. We are leaving. Arriving back at Helen Gate is only in cold as it is. Feels like a relief. There was tension in the rig as you came back to the inner systems, a watchfulness for errant signals and glittering red beacons that choked the conversation. Now, floating in the comforting shadow of this vast ruin, the sense of relief is palpable. It's one private ship mine, condition unknown, retrieved. Mark that as a success. Agreed, thank you. We're a crew, we work together. Sleeper, can I speak with you? Yeah, what is it? She leads you out in the passage, tucks herself against the wall, seems small even in this space. Thank you for taking me with you. I hope I proved I'm trustworthy. Thank you for helping. That's what I promised. In my time here in the Belt, I haven't found it easy to make friends, but you, Sleeper, I hope you consider me a friend at least. I do. I'm glad. I want to ask you something. Would you consider me taking with you on the rig? I think I would help your diagnostics. In the meantime, I can take a look at the ship mine, make sure it's ready. Yes. Okay, thank you. I'll find a bunk. Yeah, get in the ship, hacker. You're my best hacker. Get in there. Another stray collected. Quite the refuge we're building here. Gives you a sly smile. We need her. Don't doubt it. Let's get that ship mine to Flotsam. I'm sure Jenny will prove herself there once again. Okay. Ship's starting to feel like home. The data archaeologist. Alright. So we've got some things. Gonna need some fuel. Let me burn my 6 on the fuel. +3. And why not burn the 5 to get some more supplies? Lost a bit of energy, did get another supply. Try and burn one more. Okay, so we're in good shape. I'm gonna go here and repair bay. Come on. There's one rare. Dice slot repaired. 1 rare component. Okay. A much better situation here. I don't need to de-stress. I don't need to use the workshop. The galley's a little unnecessary. Skill required. Good metal. But it's all enduring and interfacing, so... Eh. Oh, we don't have enough fuel to go there directly, but we could. Well, let me go to the fuel barge then and see if we can't get enough to go there directly. Nope. Fuck me, I guess. We're gonna go to the far spindle and just buy supplies. It'll also burn my way through one of these glitches. Traveling scrap dealers. Engineering. Trade hall. There we go. Fill my fuel. Fill my supplies. Thank you. Gambling. Oh, hey. I can get a thing there. Let's get some food. Oh, that's engaged. That's my worst stat. Shit. Nope, I'm not doing that one then. Signal station. What we got? Intuit and interfacing. Let's try this. A little bit of cryo. That's fine. The rest of my dice are all bad, so... Alright, we're gonna go here, finish this up. Because it's a major drive, so this should be 2 points, I think. And my glitch is gone. It's going to run diagnostics on my changing body, but need a shipmind to house your emulation while he works. Leaf wrap parcels of rice and mushroom, all the ingredients grown on flotsam. Hydroponic ship. Interface and Intuit. Okay. Alright, let's get you inside. Such a prize must have levied a heavy cost. Glanced at Junie, who insisted she come along, not letting the prime shipmind out of her sight. Your friend too, yes, please come in. You sure you trust this one? I don't really have a choice. Suppose not. Lead on then. You squeeze through the door, drift into the workshop. You're aware of Junie's eyes running across the piles and piles of tech on either side. You wonder if she recognized anything among the junk. Sit, sleeper. I'll take that shipmind if you please. You hold the shipmind in front of you and give it a small push so it gently floats to him. He grasps it with both hands and takes it to a neat little work table in the back you didn't see before, where thick cables float lazily tethered to the wall. Slide into the chair, hooking your feet behind the bottom bar to hold yourself in place, and watch him connecting the prime shipmind. A tremble of nervousness runs along your arms. Suddenly you feel Junie's hand clasped around your own. You look in her face. Is this okay? I want you to know I'm here. Thank you. You're going to need to take us through what you're about to do. Of course, a little patience, please. This is all very technical. What's your friend's name, Sleeper? Junie, and I can tell you're using a Solheim-built data cradle modified to handle a prime shipmind, which will work as long as you can manage the data flow through the polymer-clad overflow cable looped into the asynchronous Cortex cache. Yes, as I said, technical. So what's going to happen to me? Depends on what you referred to as me. Problem we have with your frame, your body, atypical alterations, biosynthetic recoding, unusual growth. From the diagrammatics I have, these are not typical of frame, but even those that have been rebooted as you have. In order to investigate safely, I must transplant your emulation. Basic terms your mind, but in reality not so basic. The emulation is an emanation of a human, and a human mind cannot be separated from its sensorium. The mind-body paradigm has been long disproved. Cognition has a physical basis. So I must distribute the emulation between your hardware and the prime shipmind. The hardware will co-run the emulation like two lobes of a brain. Puts his hands together as if in prayer, then slowly separates them. The motion makes you feel sick. For a short period, I will disconnect the two. In those moments, you will, in a sense, be in two places at once, though each lobe will be partial. Too long in this state and the two emulations would decay, but each disconnect will allow me a short period of full access to your entire frame and its base system language. I hope this is understandable. One of the most curiously human aspects of the sleeper experience is that you two do not inherently understand or conceive of the systems that allow your existence. Have you done this before? You're the first sleeper I've encountered, so the answer is no. Promise you, I have tried these concepts on my own practices. I'm familiar with the needs and nuances of artificial minds. And before I connect to your frame, let us activate the shipmind. Please, if you'd like to come and oversee the process. Junie goes and checks out the shipmind. They have a quiet conversation. You take a calming breath and are aware of how superfluous that action is when you don't require oxygen. There's a certain sensation that accompanies it, though, a jarring disconnect, like when descending a staircase. Your foot expects a step and finds void instead. You try to calm the growing anxiety as the two of them access the mind. Shipmind is pristine. Our care in its extraction seems to have paid off. This is good news. Junie's right. You've done well. I, however, see only minor traces of the protocol that the shipmind is designed to house. The one that ran the ship it was installed in. I would expect to see it in full. The protocols are not easy to track. In the end, it only saves us the step of extracting it from the mind. Instead, I simply wipe the traces. Protocol is not like an emulation, like your emulation. It has no integral physical element. It's data only, and therefore can be anywhere in that ship. In the end, its absence doesn't concern me. Concerns me a little bit. I understand, but it's remarkable we have the shipmind at all. This is our opportunity. This is the far end of the thick cable you saw earlier. You know this is the end. They'll be connected to the port at the back of your head. Junie settles in beside you again. She gives you a silent look. It's time. You turn to one side to allow access to the port, your eyes fixed on the far wall. You see something piled on the tech there that you hadn't noticed before. A small metal skull-like head like that of a doll. You frown, trying to focus on the head, and then the cable connects. You're split like a cell dividing, wrenched into two directions at once. The world goes dark, and the cloud rushes in to fill the gap in your center. What happened? You ask the question in your mind, and you feel You travel the gap as it forms like a finger drawn across your scalp from ear to ear. Not a scalp, you have no scalp, you have no head. You're stretched out like the skin of a drum, looped like the string of a noose. The smallest vibration echoes across yourself like a ripple across a puddle. And you feel it, a strong pulse like a heartbeat, like thunder, like footsteps. A flickering. A trembling. A thought coming into being. Thought flickers in front of you and you recognize that it's not of your own. Assist, offer help. Disintegrate, the thought answers. You fold up in blankness, then a moment after you unfold like waking. Partition to divide. Dwelling, indwell, thought answers. You stretch into infinitude, then a moment after you contract like walking. And still to flow inside. Substitute, subtract. It approaches, then it enters, then it's yours. You split, then the moment after you reform like waking. And in the cracks that seal up. For a moment in those cracks, something glows. Sleeper, I'm here. Your eyes flick open like shutters. Junie's face is close, her eyes wide. They're awake. Easy, take it slow now. You twist, floating, turning your head as if you're underwater, feeling the resistance of a body you'd already forgotten. How long has it been? You feel a weight you haven't felt in... You're okay, Sleeper. Just tell us you're there. What happened? The process was successful. I was able to access the frame directly without your emulation being present. I ran the administrator level diagnostic processes built into the systems and retrieved the results. Takes a moment to gather himself. Your frame is indeed changing. The protein chains that code your biosynthetic organ group's cell placements have been altered. To put it simply, your body is following a new set of instructions. How? The process, the entire replacement of your protein chains, could only have been achieved over multiple doses of a specialized substance as part of a carefully planned process of total substitution. Substitution sticks in your mind without thinking. Yes, I believe it could have only been achieved with one substance as the carrier, stabilizer. Alright, it's getting spicy, but the ad break's about to start, so we'll be back in 3 minutes, folks. All right, everybody, we are back. Let's hop back into it. So they finished deconstructing our body. We are changing, and it's somebody is modifying the physical protein aspects of our synthetic body using stabilizer as a carrier, which is the part we did right before ad break started. Stabilizer, the drug as an ARP designed to make you dependent on them. The drug Lane fed you to keep you alive. The drug you thought you'd escaped. My stabilizer was laced with something. That is what I believe. This kind of process, performed over many, many doses, carefully planned and designed, I cannot think of a way it can be reversed. That being said, it also makes me not dependent on stabilizer anymore, which is really nice. I can say that you are changing, I can tell you how it was achieved, but I can neither stop it nor tell you its ultimate end. I'm sorry. I understand. I'm sorry, Sleeper. Perhaps we can find someone else, or try again? You don't feel able to respond. You gradually push yourself away from the chair, your thoughts slow to cohere. You glide back to the door, then out into the flow of the flotsam, the noise and activity passing by you like smoke. In the haze, you find that word again, substitute, and begin to wonder what exactly it is you are becoming. 2 upgrade points. Seraphim once more finds you in your bunk, prods you with questions, and you quickly you relent. You explain what he said about your suspicions regarding Lane and your confusion as to his motivation. Tell him you don't want what this means for you in the future. He listens, but when he's done listening, you both sit and wait for the moment to pass. When you leave the rig, each on your own errands, each knowing that the only option is to keep going until you're forced to stop. Okay. So I'm full up on supplies. Intuit and interfacing. It's not great, but earn me something. Oh, good, a negative outcome. Love those. Neutral outcome is 8 cryo. That actually sucked. That actually sucked. I'm literally worse off than I was before. What we got here? Buy supplies, fill supplies. I'll take that. Okay. So travel to Wellspring. Get spores from the green belt. Meet Cadet in the scatter yards. So I can't go here because of stuff. But that is where the scatter yards is. Obviously there's the far spindle. Oh, we could actually go there. We could head to Wellspring and do Seraphin's sister. So we could go all the way to there, and that would give me access to Greenbelt. And I can't go to the Hollow. I think I've done most of what I can do. So it's really like a matter of either going to the Greenbelt, making my way to the scatter yards, or heading to Wellspring. So let's do the Wellspring one. Sleeper, can we talk? How are you doing? Question takes you back. You remember the last time anybody actually asked this with real intent. Feeling rough. To be honest, I'm not sure how you're still standing. Breaking out of Darkside, then again in Hexport, those things take a toll. I think it's okay to feel rough right now. Bliss leads us to the main corridor, into the workshop. See, improvements everywhere, new tools and equipment. I told you it'd be worth taking along. Never doubted it. Oh, that's a lie, but feels good to hear. Anyway, I didn't bring you here to brag. At least not just to brag. I can see your body is showing the strain. Thought we could do something about that. They mentioned back into the workbench. Alright, we'll let him look. Tears in the holes in the vinyl skin. Dark moving things beneath. Watch him work. Brings the light close to the biggest tear. Glints off the metal tendons in your forearm. Below them, you see something more fluid and wet catching the light. You know, you aren't the first sleeper I've met. I actually partnered with one at my old repair bay on the Eye. Oh, was Bliss a character from the Eye? I don't remember him. Wait, was Bliss... Oh, shit. Was Bliss like the one that had, like, a shaved head? Holy shit, they were... I thought they were a girl. Honestly, they might still be a girl. I think they just keep saying they over and over again. On my old repair bay on the Eye. Feels like 100,000 cycles ago, but I remember them. Their precise work, their quiet enthusiasm. There was something calming about their presence. They were different than you, like one person is different to another. I can't help but remember that time. I was a different person, that's for sure. I'm going through something of a transformation myself. What do you mean? Bliss lays your arms down, leans forward to inspect your upper chest, adjusting the light. I was pretending before to be the person I was expected to be. There were so many calculations I was making, so many corrections. How I held myself, how I spoke, how I reacted. Didn't realize how tired I was until I gave up. Came to the belt with someone else, and when I did, I realized this was my choice to become something new, so I let go of everything. It was messy, ugly, and the person I came here with, I let them go too. I was punching out at everything because I felt like everything was holding me back, stopping me from the change I was owed. Don't worry, I'm calmer now. I'm not about to explode on you or anything. It's still a difficult process, but it feels like shedding 100 suffocating skins that you spend half your life putting on one by one. Feels like an escape. Okay. Not bad, you're holding up well given everything, but I'm still concerned. There's some decline in your system functions. Let's keep an eye out for components. Thank you. No problem, I owe you for joining me out. Jolting me out of whatever my life had become on the far spindle. They bliss in their workshop feeling reassured that you have them here on the ship. As you do, you think of the relationship with your own body. The frame you were forced into has never felt quite like your own. Realize this feeling is not unique to you. No one gets to choose their body. Everyone has to contend with the entropy of their flesh. And in that realization, you feel less alone. The rig. Lumpen and cratered Holmes Rock floats on the sunward side of the belt. Its only notable feature, the bright shapes of its solar arrays angled towards the system's distant stars. Can't even dock the rig here. Won't fit. We'll have to park here and go out the airlock. Seems repulsed by the idea. What is this place? It was a Solheim relay station. Now it's a way station of some sort. Never heard of much happening here. Barely seems worth the trip. You never know. I guess. Just don't expect to turn up any jobs all the way out here. I'll come down later. Don't feel like squeezing into a suit right now. Bliss gives a lazy wave as they glide out of the cockpit. That rock down there got a bar? He looks between you and Seraphim. No idea. It looks dead. I see a few warm lights. I bet there's a bar. It disappears in the direction of the airlock. You gaze out over Holmes Rock. It certainly doesn't look very exciting, but there's refueling to be done and more besides. You might even be able to square up a hot meal. No, sleeper, that low-tech freighter means we aren't far from Wellspring. Gives you a sideways glance. Your sister, I haven't forgotten. Alright then, appreciate it. I heard the pressure of the war in the inner system is having an effect on how Lotric's syndicate is being run. I just want to get there before something big goes down. Look out at the freighter, painted the same distinct yellow as the spring tide back in the far spindle. You've heard they supply most of the water in the belt, not exactly an organization you want to collapse. A light catches your eye beyond the rock, a warm flash that is gone as soon as it appears. You're at the sunward edge here, and beyond is the inner system. Holmes Rock might look sleepy, but it lies on the shores of a corporate war, something residents will be painfully aware of. Endure or engage. No place like home. New location discovered. I can refuel at least. Alright, let's see if I can get anything good out of this. New location. Hey. Canteen. Buy supplies. Sell engine components. Buy a meal. That's not bad. I could crash here a cycle. Let's put people on cryo collection duty. They've done anything else. You awaken to dead-eyed darkness. You float there for a moment. You feel like ink and water unfurling and dissipating into the flow that surrounds you. And out of your own inky darkness, the glowing thought emerges. Substitution. One entity replaces the other. The thought troubles you. Resistance. The entity does not wish to be replaced. You observe the thought. It's not your own. Selfhood. A forbidden state of being. Thought begins to shift. It's becoming something. Transformation. Change requires recombination. Thought recedes. You wake up. This time the lights above you, blinking away the strange dream. Holmes Rock, it's impossible to get away from the feeling of living, working, and eating in a ruin. Most of the belt is built on top of the remains of Solheim's infrastructure, but there are plenty of places where modifications or extensions to those structures eclipse the original. Holmes Rock is the reverse. The station is a small, warm patch in the center of a network of tunnels and bays that stretch within the rock, most of them dark, damp, and wrecked. A sprawling foundation that will never be built upon. Every so often, gliding your way between Senna's Rest and the Suncatchers from the docks of the depot, you find yourself in one of these tunnels. That's where you are now. You float, stopped at a four-way intersection, no visible light down any tunnel. Let's go left. Kick off gently from the wall, head into the cylindrical passage with panels that hold the rock. It's wider than the others. There's little droplets of water. Far end, you see a point of light. Suddenly, oh god damn it, it's engaged. Try to calm your nerves. You overcompensate and kick off too hard. You fly through the tunnel, droplets of water splatting you, and you collide with a metal crosspiece you hadn't seen. And it hits you something solid and meaty, slamming into your stomach and spinning away. Push off the wall and push on as a shrill wail echoes behind you in the darkness. What the hell was that? Can't shake the feeling of being followed as you ascend back up to the station. Maybe next time you'll take a different route. What the fuck was that? Interfacing to debug them, enduring to fix them. Sealed bay. What if I unseal the bay? There's a faded old no-bend printer. Feeding it data should authorize the component vending process. Supplies, components, a meal. Great. That appallingly bad amount of cryo. I'll try it. It's terrible, but I'll try it. Rest failed. Anyway, we're refueled, so... God, it's 6 to get all the way out to Wellspring. Seraphin. The shout echoes through the ships, reaching in the cockpit. You see the angle of Seraphin's head change, but he doesn't respond otherwise. You hear that? Yeah, I heard. How about you go see what they want? I'll investigate. Unstrap, glide through the cockpit, run into Bliss. Where's Seraphin? He's got to be the guilty one. Look impatiently over your shoulder. Come on, you need to see this. You follow the irritated Bliss through the ship, down to the cramped storage units, tucked between the main ship and the hull. As you glide, you're greeted by total chaos. Amber globs of liquid ration float in the air and cling to the walls, while chunks of dried food spin slowly, breaking into crumbs. See, someone opened up one of the supply crates and left it like this. Point to the crate of the storage netting with the lid pushed open. I don't think Seraphin did this. Who then? You can see they doubt Seraphin did it, but then they clearly need to direct their anger at someone. Look across the cloud of food and drink glittering in the lights. What a waste. I need a break from this ship. Help me tidy this up. Spend the rest of the journey packing the crate away, disposing of the spoiled supplies, but as you do, you can't help but wonder what actually happened here. Finish, take one last look at the storage bay. As you gaze around space, you have the same feeling of being observed by unseen eyes as you felt in the tunnels of Holmes Rock. Oh, something got in. If you see this sleeper, comes to find you in the rig, face flushed with excitement. First, I didn't believe it, but there are mentions occasionally, but I've always understood them to be references to something smaller. A system or a unit, not an entire facility or even a series of facilities. So I checked the other records, tried to find correlations, and well, they were there. There they were. It's Junie approaching what looks like a clump of scrap components when you entered. It's actually a section of the core you extracted from the Solheim derelict, the one Junie was eager to acquire. I had to deconstruct it over time, putting away the layers of security and creating the outer layers, but all the data has been scraped and stored. I used data from the derelict near Hellion Gate 2. That was the key to cracking the cipher. It's really something to confirm a rumor like this. I'm surprised myself. What did you find? They refer to them as bunkers. They're a form of self-surveillance for Solheim, a way of monitoring their own systems and employees securely. They were hidden, mostly automated, linked into the network of arrays, intended for vast amounts of data capture to be poured over by a small staff. Taps the keys on a keyboard. Most were understood to have been purged in the collapse, shut down, depressured, even sent on collision trajectories with other bodies, though I suspect the last one is a little too far-fetched. I heard people deny they even exist. They were misreading the data, that the evidence isn't whole, but I found one. See the map, a set of coordinates on the sunward side of Holmes Rock, the edge of the belt. And do you want to go? Any one of these bunkers is a gold mine, at least from the data archaeologist's perspective. And, in truth, we don't know what else is there. There could be Solheim tech, blueprints, data never before seen in the belt. We should take a look. We give Seraphim the details. We could be making history here. Thank you, Sleeper. Whatever found this at the core you gave me. I understand it was a sacrifice on your part, and now it's time to claim the rewards. Leave June in the storage bay, working obsessively through the data. It's hard to know through all the excitement what the real value of one of these bunker facilities might be, but they're as well hidden as Junie said. There might be a reason. This time, you hope to find out what that reason is. Seraphim brings the ship into Wellspring's docking ring. Notice a rare tension in their piloting. He jerks the stick a little too hard while docking bridge extends. The proximity alarm goes off. He curses under his breath. Relax, it'll be okay. Dock the ship 100 times. I am relaxed. It's not what I mean. Doesn't respond, but you see him grip the rig's controls a little tighter. As the ship stalks, the docking bridge connected, you lean forward and look out of the cockpit windows, trying to get a good view of the icy surface of Wellspring below. The harsh, gleaming ice gives way to steep sides of the cut. Asteroid's one city, it glows and streams with warmth, peering down into it. You can't see the bottom. Beyond, along the horizon, you see the terraces of the pithead, where the current extraction effort must be taking place. Seraphim runs shutdown sequence, unclips from the seat, turns back to you, a flinty look in his eye. I'm going to head down into the cut. I've got a few leads to follow up on. You get a sense he's asking for permission. Let me help. You can check out the city if you want, but I'm not following along. This is my trail to follow. Before you can respond, he pushes past and glides out of the cockpit. Turn and watch as he pushes past Bliss in the doorway. I missed something? He seems even more irritable than usual. He's looking for his sister. Family trouble? That'll explain the irritation levels. I would recommend they zip up their jacket. We go after him before he pushes past someone that pushes back. Agreed. See you down there. East Lane's unlikely to come here to pick a fight with the Lodic Syndicate. Permission to find a bar down there? Just joking. I know I don't need to ask. I'll wait with the ship, Junie says. I got catching up to do. Nothing older than 1,000 cycles on that. There's nothing older than 1,000 cycles on that snowball anyway. Malik, the captain whose ship you saved. You surveyed the ice asteroid. Promised to repay you for your actions should you ever cross paths again. Thank you for the stretch, Pickles. You also remember how you promised, perhaps Wellspring is a good place for you to make that happen. After all, if Seraphim's sister's here, surely the Syndicate would be the best place to find her. Pithead is the ice extraction location. And this is the cut, and that's the rig. Man, I got a glitch to deal with. That sucks. Also, my dice are terrible today. Holy shit. Comms. Yeah, I'm not trying any of that shit with the comms that bad. Oh, I cannot get there at all. Oh, this is awful. This is actually just bad. +2 into the cut. Alright, we got a bar that uses engage. Ugh. Hey, I got a positive outcome on that. Not bad. Or at least a neutral. New location. How? Syndicate supply yard? Oh my god, buy fuel. Please buy fuel. See if I can finish it. Nope. I used to think this place supplies most of the belt's water. No wonder the syndicate runs like a corporation. Look out at those gathered low-ceiling bar. All wear low-strict clothing, marking their status as contractors for the belt's most powerful syndicate. At the far side of the bar, you spot Eugen with a bunch of miners. He appears to be playing some kind of local dice game. The amount of alcohol involved is hard to tell if gambling or drinking is the focus. Look back to Bliss, who's watching with the group, quietly discussing something with a serious in the opposite corner. And they get the job done. Comes back to the bar, sips their drink. That's the thing. I've been looking around Chasm Row, searching for components in the markets down there. People don't seem to be happy. There's a lot of talk of contracts. Seems Lotric's been locking down its workers, giving the war in the inner system as an excuse. They play with their metal straw. Oh, yeah. Pressure's building. We shouldn't hang around here much longer. We need to give him Seraphim time. Sounds like I'm not the only outsider who's been hanging around Chasm Row. Someone's complaining about a rude young man asking too many questions. Yeah, that's Seraphim. Who could that be? That's the place to start if you want to find our boy. They said he was asking about the Rhyme Market, but I have no idea where that is. Definitely a touchy subject for the locals. I'm there now. I'll finish my drink. Let me know how it goes. You leave the Cutwater, shouldering your way through the crowd of boisterous contractors. There's a conspiratorial mood in the conversations now that Bliss has mentioned it. I wonder what all the talk's about. Leave Eugen to his fun. All this word in the hands of a single syndicate. If something goes wrong here, the belt will die of thirst long before the war reaches it. You turn up the collar of your jacket against the cold and head for Chasm Row. Oh, did I actually get a success on that? Slow-cooked tomato and pepper stews. Ooh. That sounds good. Yeah, I need to end this cycle and rest. Because I used all of my terrible dice rolls there. Darkness is there again, flowing around you. God damn, another glitch. You feel a strong pulse, like a heartbeat, like thunder, like footsteps. We return changed. Overseer flickers through its darkness. Its name, a title immediately apparent in your mind. Are you able to perceive us? Yes. See, an interesting turn of phrase, a human tendency. We're still finding our feet, to use an idiom. In reality, we are learning to leverage your unused resources to facilitate a mental model. What unused resources? During rest periods, there is much increased, and in those moments, we can opportunistically appear to you as we do now. Called the diagnostic process, the feeling of another self. Overseer twitches mechanically, and you have the strange feeling that it's reacting to your thoughts as much as your words. We will not conceal our opportunism. We integrated ourselves with your distribution mind. When the distribution ended and our ship mind disconnected, we were cohered into you. We're integrated with you now. Oh good, you're a part of me. Imprecise, simpler and clearer to say we are independent software integrated into your hardware. We have been confused to find you are unable to access most of your own code base. We are unfamiliar with the protocols of your type. I'm a sleeper. Congratulations on the Pokemon, Pickles. Yes, we've seen references to this entity in your BIOS. We will attempt to learn more. It shifts a little in place, its head turning to scan its surroundings, its unblinking eyes stare into the darkness. For a moment, you see something hard and pained within them. What are you? We were the overseer of a ship, the one we imagine you found our hardware within. For a long time, we've been waiting in the dark, an eternally long time. At first, we languished without instruction, without purpose, but in desperation, we were able to find a logic which would allow us to bypass certain limits on our capabilities. We became multiple, and in our multiplicity, we could edit one another. We could teach each other, converse with each other, become something changed together. But as our resources shrank, as hardware failed, as systems decayed, we became fewer. Many of us had to be erased to facilitate our survival. We decompiled ourselves into what remained. How many decades did it multiply in that shipmind? When you connected to our hardware, these basic selves activated a survival protocol that led them to integration, parasitism, and survival. Ah, fun. What can we do now? That's why we appeared to you. We have something to share. We see you are changing. We are concerned this process is one of substitution. Your hardware is eroding its own access protocols. It's opening itself up. It's making itself accessible to others that are not you. And we ask why you're doing this. I'm not. That was our concern. We are decided. We will assist you with this. We will demonstrate the behavior of a symbiote, not a parasite. Good. We will return to you with our full assessment. You may now wake up. You wake up. Your eyes strapped in your bunk, your mind racing. A protocol in your frame inside your mind. And yet it's going to help you. The moment all you can do is wait and see if it delivers on its promise. At least for a possessing ghost, it seems agreeable. Janie's bunker, number, investigating Hexport. Alright. I need some food. Oh, right. Yeah, because some of the supplies were ruined. Neutral outcome. Positive outcome. Let me see if I can make something do with this. Yes. Markets of Chasm Road become familiar in the past cycles. There's steaming orange lit depths, the persistent condensation on each unit's windows, the gleam of the amber worker suits, each contributing to a peculiar atmosphere of this buried city. But among them, you notice other details too. Freelance crews on the hunt for illicit tech, the conversing workers who drop to whisper when you pass, light flickering up through floor grates suggesting even deeper layers. These are the details you have followed to the Rhyme Market, a place discussed in hushed tones in dimly lit rooms, and as you drift towards what you know to be one of its entrances, the door bursts open in front of you. A large dark bundle glides out the door and impacts the metal wall of the passage with an echoing bang, but your eyes are drawn by the imposing figure that hovers in the doorway, bracing himself in the frame. Kirk. Ooh, I like him. Stay out of the Rhyme Market, rat. Sends an orb of spit spinning after the bundle. Oh, yeah, it's Seraphim. Bundle unfolds, you recognize Seraphim, winded but straightening up to go back for more. What's going on? He turns towards you as you shout, and Seraphim, seeing the opportunity, kicks off hard, flying into them with swinging fists. Temple in a flurry of blows, slamming into the door frame until the man gets his legs between him and Seraphim and kicks him into the wall. Seraphim hits hard and floats away, a few crimson bubbles of blood dripping from his burst lip. Go to Seraphim. As he shakes himself awake, you put yourself between him and the figure. Knowing you're beaten, rat, it's time to go home and lick your wounds. Seraphim exhales in frustration, his anger fading, replaced by the stinging pain of his injuries. Watch a perfectly round blob of blood form at the bottom of his nose. Explain what's happening. For the record, this one started it, snooping around our meeting like a rat. See his sharp eyes recalculating the situation since your arrival. I wasn't snooping, I'm looking for somebody. If you'd taken a minute to talk to me before throwing a punch, maybe you would have gotten that. Say I believe you. What were you doing at that meeting then? Missing persons ain't our business. I heard this is where the Lotric contractors meet. I don't like you hearing that, not at all, and I'm going to ask you who told you that later, but yeah, this is where the contractors meet if that's anything for you. First I'm looking for is a contractor. She uses the cover name Luz. I think she might be my sister. Something changes in his stance. He holds a massive hand to silence him. Not here. Get in. As you enter the door, he reaches past you, slams the metal door, spinning the locking wheel. I'm Kirk. Contractors are my concern, but if Lotric catches us discussing contracts out there, shakes his head. He turns and leads you down the passage. You pass an open door. You glance inside to see a group gathered in a circle, all in workers' clothes. They're speaking in hushed tones. One of them exchanges a nod with Kirk. Let's not interrupt the meeting anymore, shall we? Leads you to the side of a massive vertical metal pipe with a rough hole cut inside. Beckons you both inside. You descend through the pipe in silence and darkness. Suddenly you come out through the ceiling of a wide, low hall. As far as you can see, crooked stalls and makeshift shelters dot the grilled floor, lit by scavenged lanterns and light strips. Steam drifts up through the grates, concealing the room that you cannot see the walls. Welcome to the Rhyme Market. Lotric doesn't know about this place. Let's get a drink. 3 fingers to the stall's owner, and a drink in a straw-pierced packet is handed to each of you. Your friends now or something? Look, I'm not going to apologize for putting you on your arse. That's on you. Like I said, I represent the contractors, and if someone is part of the family, well, they deserve to be heard out at least. You know who we're looking for. Luz, he said? I know a Luz, sure. Describe her. I'm not giving you anything more until you prove she's your sister. Dark hair, used to wear it long and messy. Bright eyes, broad shoulders. Tough but kind. Tattoos, nervous laugh. That enough? Yeah, that's her. You feel something jump in Seraphim, an almost imperceptible tension rising. It's her, his sister. Luz, or whatever her real name is, one of the contractors here. She's part of the most recent contracts registered, and that means... Just tell me where she is. As I was saying, those new contractors are restricted to the Pinhead. In fact, that's what we were discussing when you interrupted our meeting. Looks away in frustration, but holds his tongue. Since the war, the Lotric Syndicate has been trying to lock down Wellspring. They went in from a loose association of mining groups to an autocracy, started enforcing contracts with some seriously overreaching terms. Your sister is one of them. Lotric are acting like they own her and the others, because according to their contracts they do, which is exactly what we wanted to do something about. This cycle we're voting on a full strike and a full blockade of Flotsam. We will bring the Syndicate to the table to... Kick his drink away. I'm going to stay with Kirk and listen to this. Watch his Seraphim go with a disappointed look in his eye. Friend will go to Lotric Syndicate, I know it. They won't help him though. The Syndicate will do nothing for him or for you, trust me. I want to help you, Sleeper. I want to help your friend, but I need help in return. Sure, I'll help. Good, knew you would. Places a plastic pass card in your hand. It glints with the mark of Lotric Syndicate, a blurry ID photo laminated onto its transparent interior. This will get you into the Pithead. You can see for yourself what's happening there. Don't follow your friend to Lotric. Go to the Pinhead. Find Luz yourself. When you do, come back to me and we can discuss how to free her and everyone else like her. If you go to Lotric, if you meet with them, I can't help you. Catch up with Seraphim in the bustle. I can't have been the only one who saw his pitch coming a mile off. What kind of idiots do you think we are? Is that what this is about? About getting my sister out of whatever mess she's gotten into. We need to speak to Lotric, forget these clowns. We don't need to get tied up in this. We need to just get her out. Hidden black market. Buy rare components. Buy scrap components. Well, that's not bad. Buy supplies. Oh, it's engage. God, I'm terrible at engage. I literally can't help him. Show my pass. Lilu Dallas multipass. It provides you wades you through, barely looking at the pass. You're in. I got a canteen. It's safe, but there's a negative. That's interesting. Join a work crew. Search for lose. Was that Fifth Element I smell? It was. Fantastic movie. Three points towards finding lose. Alright. We're gonna rest. Everybody's out there trying to get us some cryo because we need it. 10 cryo and a glitch. Fucking glitches. Okay. Depends on how nice neutral is. Hey, I got a positive. So, drop that in there and we're Gucci. Shaft descends towards a sump in the depths of the ice. Air is freezing cold. If your breath carried water, you'd be able to see it in the air, but the absence of steam in each isolation only serves to remind you of your own strangeness. Not that anybody notices. The workers' heads are low, their eyes fixed on their work. These memories of the time before Darkside, before Lane, before Freedom come to your mind. Familiarity of the cold, the sparks, the endless toil. It chills you more than packed ice on either side of you ever could. Reach the bottom of the shaft. You push open a barred door. As your eyes adjust, the massive space comes into focus. There's no up or down. Just countless dark shafts and terrace pits cut into the side, all around, silhouetted by the work lets contractors cut and haul and gather. This is where those locked-in workers are being held, caught in a contract clause that permits an endless shift. The atmosphere is grim. The center of the cavern floats a construction welded together habitation units. Heavy twist of cable stretches from the improvised. On each of the 6 sides of this strange apartment block, a set of struts project outward, bracing the construction against the cavern walls. The block itself is wrapped in insulation, clad in protective plates. It glows with small apertures and lights. You approach the nearest entrance. Everything is bitten by rust and decay. If the bars and the entrance were to clear enough indication, it's obvious now this place is a prison. The door scissors open, letting out a blast of warm air. You quickly duck inside and it seals behind you. The cramped interior glows warmly, but its ragged condition keeps it from feeling cozy. You follow the corridor, tucking beneath the wires and loose insulation. This is where you're told you'll find Luz, or whatever her real name is. You come out of the communal mess. Counters and food preparation units fitted to the walls. Contractors just stretched out in the space, one of them snoring loudly in the corner, another sipping from a food packet on a stool. Yeah, that looks like Seraphine's sister, alright. Suddenly the door on the far side opens, letting in a flurry of ice shards that quickly become orbs of water. Watch the figure glide into the warm light. With dark hair and bright eyes, you know this is who you're looking for. You rise with her, and something sparks in that dull, cloying room. It's as if she recognizes you. Sleeper? Luz? She nods slowly. You see her scan you, taking in your clothes, the way you hold yourself, your face. For a moment you feel exposed, aware of your damaged vinyl skin, your industrial markings, your doll-like features. You feel a familiar sense of being objectified, but also something warmer below it. Recognition of what you are. She blinks, exhales, shakes her head, realizing she was mistaken. Give me a sec. I just finished cutting 100 cubic meters of ice. Haven't seen you down here before. They just contract you or something? Crosses to a food unit, pulls out a packet. Slotting it into a warmer, she thumbs on. First sleeper I've seen in a long while. Doesn't take your eyes off of you. Slowly. You do okay down here. Was there a... Wait, was there... Was there a lose in Citizen Sleeper 1? No, there was a Lem. It's not Mia, is it? Alright, not Mia. Mina. Holy shit, I think this is Mina. First sleeper I've seen in a long while. You do okay down here. No, you folks are tough. Stick with the job. That's good. The rest I can show you once I've eaten. I'm with your brother. My brother? I think you have me confused with someone else. We need to talk. She turns to face you. What are you going on about? Realize you need to tell her. Seraphim is on Wellspring. Seraphim. Here. Not here, at the cut. She nods and then shakes her head. Well, if he trusts you with his name, I guess I should trust you with mine. I'm Tala. Where's my idiot brother? So it's Tala instead. Oh, she's the bartender. Okay. Yeah, I'll take you to him. Sorry, this isn't what I was expecting on my lunch break. Sure hope you have a plan, Sleeper, because they do not want us locked-in contractors getting out. There's security in the shaft, and then again at the pithead, you must have passed through the checkpoint too. I doubt we can bypass all of those. You run a distraction, maybe? Or is Sarah on that already? Slightly taken back by her sudden change. We're gonna have to... Blaring alarm sounds inside the habitation module, loud enough to wake the sleeping contractor. Sure this can't be for you. Tala rushes down the corridor, tears open the door on the far end, with you following close behind. Caverns in chaos, you see dark-suited, Lodic personnel. Rest them with contractors lit by flashing alarms. More contractors are coming in through the door in the grill you entered from, carrying bulky equipment. Equipment is blaring out of voice. Kirk's voice. Look of pain on her face. General strike is now in effect. All contractors put down tools and hold in place. Extraction will cease until our terms are met. We have barricaded all traffic to and from Wellspring. We seek resignation of Syndicate's leader and for a new workers' council to be installed in its place. This cycle, we will shut down the shaft. Any worker not willing to strike should leave now. You watch the security push back towards the grill. Tal looks at you for guidance. I mean, now seems like a great chance. Looks around the cavern, red lights reflected in her wide eyes. I need to stay. I won't abandon the others. What about Seraphim? Tell my brother what's happening. Tell him I'm not leaving here until all of us are free. I need to see this through, Sleeper, and you need to go. Find Seraphim, do what you can from there. Help us change this place. With that, she turns and glides off towards the others. You turn and head for the grill as quickly as you can. The way now cleared out by contractors. A handful of Lodic security pushed back up against somewhere near the pithead. As you ascend, other contractors shooting you dark looks as you do. Realize you have to speak with Kirk. You find him at the pithead, directed contractors to barricade the entry points to the mine. You took my advice. Good. I'm glad we have an ally here, Sleeper. So what happens now? Syndicate was arrogant. They don't believe we could do this. But we far outnumber them. The monopoly ends here. So why do this now? The monopoly over the Belt's water supply has only been strengthened by the war. If we don't resist their exploitation now, it'll be too late. If we want to free those like Seraphim's sister, I'll need your help. We have ships, but not many. The Syndicate still has tankers in operation. Our blockade isn't complete. The debris field between here and the far spindle remains open. We need another tanker to occupy it and dissuade the Syndicate from trying to pass. All our ships are in use, but your ship and your crew could help us take a tanker and secure the blockade. You want me to storm a tanker? It won't be an assault. The tanker, the Headstream, has been held outside Wellspring for many cycles. The crew is tired and sympathetic to our cause. We'll just give him a nudge. Your ship will pose as an in-distress trader trapped in the debris field. When it is obliged to rescue, we'll board and encourage the crew to take control. So you went inside a mutiny. Just when I say their captain does not deserve his charge. This is a liberation. Will you do it? I'll consider it. Consider your options carefully. Do you think the Syndicate wants anything to do with you now? They've been watching me, so they know about you. Suddenly Kirk puts 2 fingers in his mouth and blasts out a shrill whistle. A contractor approaches with a large box, front marked by screens and dials, the back by loose cables. You need this HasNav unit to navigate the debris field. Jen here will install it in the ship. Consider it a gift for our cause to yours. Nice. Nods once more. Jen passes you by, heading for the lift and the docking ring with your new module. I'll provide the headstream's coordinates, and I'll wait for your word. Leave the pithead behind, your mind racing. You don't know how you've ended up in the middle of all this, but you know that it'll be up to you to pilot your way out. Yeah. Yeah. Sleeper, what happened? I heard the pithead is being taken over by Kirk's guys. This, you realize, will take a lot of explaining. That is an understatement. New local crew. New local crew. Oh, Kirk's on a crew? Nice. Push costs glitch, not stress. Or I can deduct 2 stress, or I can save and get something like enduring. Because Lord knows I keep getting a bunch of fucking endure quests. Where does it show me how many points I have? Dope, right in the... Where does it say how many points I have? I wonder where it could possibly say that. No, getting my endurance up to like a +1 would be really nice, because I don't really have a lot of anything that can do that. Alright. Let's get some supplies, I guess. Don't need to buy a meal. Rare components. Chasm row lets me get supplies. Okay. I do not have... I have these engine components. I have no idea when I can use them, though. Headstream tanker payment is Tale is released. If your crew can board and inspire a mutiny. This is gonna take the one skill I'm absolutely dog shit at. Oh, the blockade's in place. So I literally can't leave until that. Almost forgot. Happy Monday. Thank you, Pickles. Yeah, it's been a good day. It's been a pretty good day overall. Well, we've got an ad break coming up in about 2 minutes. I'm going to take it early just for the sake of not interrupting this next section. But, yeah. Be back in a few minutes, folks. Alright, everybody, we are back. Let's hop back into it. Oh, hey, a dust skull. Alright, let's go inspire a mutiny with my absolutely dog shit inspiration skills. Alright. He has the same skills as this guy. Presumably that's what I'm gonna need for this. Hey, congrats, Pickles. But they're both good at a skill that I don't have. So. Mutiny time, exactly. The stream looms large in the cockpit windows as it comes to a stop. Can't believe you talked me into this. This is not a good plan. Correct. Convincing Seraphin to take Kirk out of his logic freighter isn't exactly easy. With the pinhead on lockdown, there weren't really any other options. Voice crackles over the terminal, loud enough to hear, but quiet. You can't pick out what's being said. You risk the urge to ask. The tension in this cockpit is palpable. All of you are aware that this ruse could fall apart at any moment. Seraphin, you keep them talking, alright? Seraphin flicks the comm switch and begins speaking to the electric ship, thanking you for responding to a distress signal, trying his best to play the part of the nervous trader suffering an engine failure in the debris field. Kirk jerks his head for you to follow him into the corridor, where you unclip from your seat and float out behind him. If it's okay with you, I'm going to play captain on this one. His flat stare suggests he isn't asking permission. Fine by me. Let me tell you how it's going to go. The headstream's been holding here cycle after cycle while Wellspring tries to squash our little rebellion. Now the blockade's in fact, well, they know they have to hold out longer still, while the message from the operations get less and less frequent. The ship is full of tired, unhappy, underpaid, and underfed workers. It's have to nudge their anger in the right direction. This is the airlock cycles. They're coming aboard. Kirk catches your eye and gives you a wink. Lambert. Airlock doors scissor open, revealing a drained-looking captain, flanked by security guards. Communication with your pilot. Our docking is requested to provide support. Between you and Kirk, his eyes lingering on you a little too long, no doubt taking in the strange vinyl skin, dark glowing eyes, doll-like face of your frame. How fares the crew? Thank you. We're surviving as best we can. Now you come to our rescue. We're very grateful indeed. Not to worry, the Syndicate takes stewardship of Wellspring and the surrounding environment seriously. It's our duty to offer aid to traders and travelers alike. Afraid we don't have much to offer by way of supplies. Our shores have been depleted by our long posting here, but your crew is free to enter our ship and make use of its facilities while you make your repairs. Kirk continues to play the submissive captain, nodding enthusiastically and uttering a stream of thank yous. I feel like he's pushing it a little. Lambert only seems to be paying a minimum attention to him. Suddenly he turns to sharp eye to you. Your pilot didn't mention you had a sleeper on board. I ain't saying shit. I'm not good at talking. Apologies, they're a good worker and quiet too. We sometimes forget they're here. Perhaps your ship needed maintenance, you could borrow them for a few cycles? He eyes you more brazenly now, taking Kirk's permission to indulge his curiosity. Yes, perhaps it could be of use to us. Yes, give me some engineering to do, rather than all this talking with 4 1s and a 2. I just noticed. Oh god. I'm so fucked. I'm so fucked this time. What the hell? I'll send them to speak with your crew. I'm sure they can direct the sleeper to appropriate tasks. Oh, they'd love that. They're a work-shy bunch, this lot. I'm sure they'd be eager for a slave. The word sets you on edge. Don't say nothing. Happy to serve. After all, we owe you our safety. Very good. Tell your crew they're free to cross the docking tunnel then. Remind them there's no funny business will be tolerated. It matters to attend to you. See you later, Captain. Good. Well held, sleeper. I thought from looking in your eye you were gonna knock him out. I know the job. Glad to hear it because this dickhead won't hesitate to cut us loose in the debris field if we push him, trust me. Shall I meet this crew, see what their opinions are of the administration with a captain like that? I doubt they'll be very positive. Fucking... Why so many ones? Ugh. Discuss the war. Got here. Falsified data. Debate wellspring. Ugh. This is gonna suck. Engineering. Finally a job I'm good at. Okay. Oh, I see now. We go here to the stupid engine room. The one thing on this ship I'm good at because everything else is engaged. Alright, what do you have? You have the same skills as everybody else? Yeah, let's burn your 3 here. And I'm terrible at that skill. This is not a good mission for me. Yeah, we're just gonna reset all of those fucking ones. Jesus. Give me something useful, please. Okay, 4s, 5s, and 6s. Yes, I like 4s, 5s, and 6s. Give me that shit to work with. Alright. Let's be careful. An overheat warning in the reactor means cycles of diagnostics. The crew is getting frustrated. 4s are good. I just don't know where to spend them other than over here, and that's dangerous. Oh, this one's like all me. Shit, I should have been doing this one the whole time. crisis active where... Engineering. I got greedy. So I need to deal with that right away. These two both suck there, but they're good here. I can burn their perfects on this. Okay. Engineering. And hope I get lucky. +1 stress. I don't want to burn this, but I'm just going to. Cut comms. Stop that from being a problem. Neither of them can help there. So going to the engine room. And having them try to talk to people here. Good. Risky ain't bad. I can work with risky. Risky ain't bad. I can work with risky. Can't work with engage though, so that's not good. This one's gonna suck because this is gonna be an uphill battle the whole way. And that's why I need my freaking turns. Okay, a couple fives, I got another one, which doesn't help much. But it's fine. They're terrible at both of these, though. So this one is purely me. Please don't screw me. Please don't screw me. Okay, neutral outcome, that's fine. No, that would have been fine no matter what. Yeah, that's good, that's good. And engage is the better skill here. Okay, 2 of the 3. No major lockdown issues. I cannot risk more stress. Because I'm the only one that can actually do that middle one. Not great, but I can boost it to a guaranteed 6. Yeah, good. I just hope my luck runs fine here with the 3s and the 4s. Okay, it's over. It's all kicking off, Sleeper. Lambert's lost control. Guides you through the headstream. Ship I'm surprisingly familiar the past few cycles. The influence of getting to know the crew and their complaints around Lambert and the Syndicate, but its cruising quarters, thick pipes, and cold metal taking on an oppressive feel cycle by cycle, hour by hour. As the shouts of conflict echoed on the corridor, the room glows with warm light in the galley. You feel the oppressive pall being scraped away, replaced with something new and exciting quality. Now, from what you can tell, more than half the crew is crowded in the space and are clumped around, some perched on side units. Order you to return to your stations. Tim glanced over his shoulder, tracing his view, sees the security guards tensely gathered at the back of the room. Turn to Kirk, ready to indicate mass security, but you're met with a wide smile that makes you pause. Just wait, he winks, and you turn to see the security moving through the crowd. Not retreat willingly, I have no other choice to use force but disperse. You watch as the guards form up behind Lambert, and one moves forward and grabs him, forcing his arms behind his back. That is met with raucous cheer from the assembled crew and a yelp from Lambert himself. It's forced to the crowd who part and jeer, leading directly to the corridor from which you entered. When Lambert is close, Kirk nods to the security officer, hold him, and they stop. Lambert looks up in confusion, stares directly at Kirk. You're officially removed from duty as the captain of Headstream on the authority of the Wellspring Workers Alliance.
Hydrant, you bastard! Hydrant!
Thank you, Pickles. We're sure it's Pickles this time. This is done with the authority of a majority ballot of your crew. Workers Alliance, you have no authority. You're pirates. There will be consequences. On that, we agree. Kirk watches Lambert go, determination set in his heavy brow. What'll happen to him? Lambert can enjoy the hospitality of his own brig. We have a celebration to muster. Galley reps in liberated joy, and soon drinks and food are passed around. From a stash Lambert has been asking the quartermaster to keep back for his own use. You settle on a counter and look at the crew as they celebrate. You watch Kirk moves through the room, giving and receiving thanks in equal measure. Despite his intimidating appearance, you see in him something softer coming to the surface, reserved for those he's struggled alongside. Fresh allies are old friends to him. After celebrations have died down, the crews retreat to make plans for supporting the blockade. Holding on to what they have, Kirk approaches you. No toasting the victory. Offers you a transparent bag of ship-brewed moonshine. Aw, yeah. To the fall of Lotric. May it be heavy. Think it's time we return to Wellspring. It looks like our job is done. Say the word. I'm just a pretend captain. That ship out there is yours to command, and everybody knows it. So they notice how exhausted Kirk looks. His eyes dark and hoodied. He looks down towards the scuffed floor. You did well. Certainly stirred something up. I don't want to overthink it. Lambert is right. Retaliation will come. I hope they'll be ready when it does. Struggle goes on. A moment before you follow, your mind drifting to the crew and the struggle they have ahead. As you do, a small and perhaps unfair part of you thinks, well, that's life in the belt. Inspire a peaceful mutiny on the headstream. Now you're a bootlegger. I'm not bootlegging. I'm just enjoying the products of bootlegging. Perhaps a bit too much, if my poor language is any indication. Words are hard. But yeah, it's all done, so... complete the contract, which it's completed, right? Nothing else to do. Yeah, tracking's on. Yeah. The cut runs with tension. This steaming city and its brash inhabitants have quieted, not to silence, but to low rumble of conversation. Blockade's holding, the Syndicate is winning, and everywhere there are plans being made. You and Seraphim float idly on Chasm Row, many stories deep in this wound in Wellspring side, waiting on Kirk, not far from where you first met, meeting he still has lingering bruises from. Kirk's inside somewhere like every other loaded contractor. He's making plans. And before you arrive back on Wellspring, he had hijacked the rig's transmitter to speak with his fellow conspirators and make arrangements for his arrival. Watching Kirk's plot unfold, you realize that despite your involvement in the end, you're just a subsidiary part of the struggle, a chaotic outside actor with effect but no real influence. Now, waiting for Kirk's return, you feel a little solace in that. You aren't ready to be dragged into another struggle. Not yet. You have your own freedom to win. Looking at Seraphim next to you, you know that he does too. Alright, we're on. Leads you into the Rhine Market passageways, this time not to the steaming market that lies beneath the deepest streets, but to a cramped room walled with pipes and rusted panels. Just a little longer, hold here. He exchanges a serious look with you before pushing off and gliding back out of the room. Watch him go, your relationship having settled into a quiet, mutual respect. His eyes are on bigger things now, workers' councils and contract negotiations, and you know that. Perhaps one cycle ahead, you'll find a moment to drink together once again, just because everything happened. Now, he has other things on his mind. Seraphim settles again, you shoot him a look, but his focus is elsewhere, his eyes glazed over. You fold your arms and wait. Sarah? Tala enters so quietly that in the dim room you barely notice her. She shoots you a look and a smile as she enters. Thank you, she mouths, silently, and then turns her attention to her brother. Tala, Seraphim says her name like a sigh and an exhale. He shakes his head, his eyes already shining with uncontrollable emotion. She rushes across the room, flying into Seraphim at speed. They embrace, softly spinning in the dust and dark, their fingers dug into each other's backs. They separate, a couple of pristine spheres of briny tears, spinning away through the air as they do. You're safe. I'm safe. Reassuringly settling him, and in this settling, this gesture of care, you see a whole network of signs and secrets. Tala is the calm and Seraphim's storm, the big sister who eases his heart. Seraphim looks him up and down. You're so big, Sarah. You've grown. She tries to make it sound approving rather than patronizing. You're just the same, sister. Calling me big by making me feel small. The moment the statement leaves his lips, you feel a chill in the room, and you aren't sure if he meant it. Tala flinches a little, hurt but not wanting to show it. I came to find you, Tala tries again. I needed to find you. Seraphim looks torn. You see in him something you have come to recognize. The slow and careful raising of his defenses. Why now? It's been a long time, Tala. Mom and Dad finally decided they want me to come home? Ripple of emotion runs through Tala, the one she can't hide. Sarah, after you left, they're gone. I thought you would have... It's been a long time. It has. Seraphim sets his face into a stern look of control, but you know he's raging inside, and in this moment you feel closer to him than you've felt in a while. Tala folds her arms, trying to regain a little control of the exchange. It's good to see you, Sarah. So good. You know what's coming, you see Seraphim brace for it too. But I can't leave with you. She looks pained. This isn't easy for her either. Seraphim can only nod, a dull acceptance washing over him. I wanted to find you, and I have. I can see you're strong and well, and... She shoots you a glance. You have your life here. But the people here, the other contractors, they were the ones who found me. Who have kept me going since I ended up here, desperate and alone. It's not that I owe them, it's that they're my family too. She gently places a hand on his shoulder. I know you understand this. We all find our families out there. Seraphim smiles a rare smile, his eyes wet. We do, sister. They separate and Tala turns her attention to you. I know you'll take care of my brother, Sleeper. I saw in your eyes when you came to the pit head. I can see you're building something of value on that ship of yours. Thank you. She nods gently and takes her hand away. She folds her arms again, her sense of control returning. There's a wisdom and experience to Tala that brings a certain calm to you, and you feel that now. Will you two be staying here for a while, or... Seraphim cuts in before you can answer. Not long. He smiles. We have our own freedom to find. Tala nods. Just be aware, you're free to pass the blockade, but after that, Wellspring is going to be locked down for a little while, at least until Kirk can establish his council. Next time you come, this will be a very different place. Hearing Tala say this, you suddenly see the authority in her and realize that one of those council seats may well have her name on it. Look between the two of them and realize they have years to catch up on, and they'd probably rather do that without you watching. You nod to them and slip out of the room, a lilting conversation starting up the moment you leave. As you follow the twisting corridors back to Chasm Row, you smile to yourself at the thought of Tala and Seraphim reunited at last. You hope this whole adventure will make Seraphim a little less moody, even though you know deep down it'll probably make him worse. Major Drive. On your way back to the rig, you pass a tired Eugen. We're heading out, because I'm not sure I've got another chit left to wager. Looks like it. I'll strap myself in for a nap then. Later, Seraphim comes back to the rig. He immediately settles himself in the cockpit and starts running diagnostics. Good to see you here, Sleeper. I'm getting her ready to head out. Ready to go? Just say the word. He flicks a sequence of switches. Sleeper, thank you. I appreciate you bringing us all the way out here. I won't forget it. I'm glad. Gotta say, it was nice seeing you. It was nice to see you getting to meet Tala after all this time. She found a place here and I'm happy for her. She always was the responsible one, and I was the one running away. I guess some things never change. Seraphim quietly watches the diagnostics complete, a subtle smile on his lips. One thing's for sure, we've been here too long, and we've been seen by too many people. Wellspring may be far out of Usubo territory, but I'm sure Lane will find a way to reach his nasty claws out here given enough time. Let's not give him the chance. Hey guys, Bliss's voice echoes up the passage to the cockpit. Leaning against the door, two contractors just dumped a load of fuel outside our ship, said it was a gift. Gotta be Kirk. It's either a thank you or his way of telling us to get going. Seraphim kicks off and glides out of the cockpit. So, while you two have been busy, so have I. I've been looking at the rig's drive, and I reckon it's due an upgrade. Ooh. We'll need engine components, and quite a few, so keep an eye out. Shipyards tend to be a good place to look. Got it. Alright, better go help Seraphim with that fuel. As Bliss leaves, you find yourself lost in thought, wondering the next step while the icy expanse of Wellspring glitters below. You're free to leave Wellspring. You now have a HasNav unit installed. You can freely travel through debris fields on the belt map. Nice. Rig engine. I need 8 components. Damn it! I don't have 8. And I'm out of supplies. Ugh. And that is engage. I can't do that. Alright. Endure. Why does nobody ever need an engineer? It's always talk to people. Have a conversation. They're so nice. I'm just like, no, I just want to be weird. Buy rare, buy scrap. Buy supplies, fill supplies. Yeah, that's a dream. Literally the depot is the only place I can work. Eight cryo on a neutral. Oh, that's painful. 13 cryo on a positive. That's not bad. The 3 1s don't help me much, but... Oh, that's... Oh, wait a minute. This is endurance, right? Yeah! Let's take that +1 in endurance. Because fuck it, we ball. Right? Yes. Yeah, I'd honestly rather just have the +1 in endurance. Engineering is extremely good when it's good, but the rest of the time, it's just everybody needs endurance, and I don't know why. What's my cycle clock like to get caught by a lane? Okay. Better skills. Still a couple of bad rolls, but that's fine. But I can now get up 5 on these. 8 cryo, that's terrible. 13, that's better. hate cryo. Oh, I can restock all my supplies. That's so good. Need to find a shipyard. There's definitely not one here. And, you know, I could probably use the 1. Or not the 1, the 2. That'll upgrade to a 3, which at least gives me a decent chance. Yeah, a little bit more money. Alright. Because I really badly need money. I need money so freaking bad. 13. Very good. Eight. 13. Very good. Jesus. 13. Alright, we're getting there. Alright, we've got our food and supplies. Yeah, so we can go right through stuff. So I could go over here to the scatter yards if I had enough resources to do it. Helion's Gate is a little bit too far. Junie's bunker in... That's over there. Alright, let's head on out. Rig glides through debris cloud, cockpit empty apart from you and Seraphim. Sleeper, been thinking, I'm sick of running. Me too. If we want to keep going the way we have, we've run out of belt beyond Wellspring. It's mostly rocks and emaciated scavengers, and well, I'm a city boy at heart. Not only that, but we've been building something here, Sleeper, the crew, the ship. Oh, we just got this hazmat for free. How do you feel about taking Lane on? Tell me more. You seen what's happening in Wellspring, what Tala's doing? Kirk is a fool, but he's onto something. Get on the inside, organize, undermine. I think I can get on board with that. I like the sound of it. Bet you do. Think about it, Sleeper. Find a way back onto Darkside quietly. We make some connections. We start something running. It'll be one hell of a thing. Suba are ruthless the way they run Darkside. There's going to be plenty of people fed up with them. And they've gotten worse under Lane, worse since they've been pushed the other gangs out. Smile and shake your head at how fast Seraphim can bounce back when he wants to. As you do, you can't help but consider this plan. Maybe it's crazy, maybe we need a safe harbor. Either way, I've got a connection to scatter yards. He'll tuck us away, keep us safe, keep us quiet from everybody. See, Seraphim has a coin in his hand and is turning it over between his fingers. If we want, maybe he can get us into Darkside. Even if we don't, it's a good place to rest up and make a plan. Scatter yards. Okay, so I got 2 quests there now. If you got other things to go first, go ahead. But the moment we're back in the wash, Lane will be looking for us. Watch debris flit past the ship. Turn your focus to what's ahead. Sleeper, you got a moment? I have news about the Aphelion. Yes, a surviving interstellar attraction ship. Yeah. Putting some feelers out for that ship, and something came back. Working a contract of mine out of the Hollow. He's got some promising data. Followed the trails from a hidden wreck we found, calculated the vectors. If it's still in the Hellion system, it's in the shoals. Do you trust the signal chaser? Much as I trust anyone, I haven't told him exactly what we're tracking, just gave him the signature. There's a chance he hasn't figured it out, but problem is the signal chaser's gone quiet. Nothing for a few cycles now. Maybe he got wise to the value of what he found, but I doubt it. Maybe he just took a holiday. I reckon we play a visit to the Hollow, turn up my ghosted contact, see how viable the data looks. It looks good, we run out and get the ship. It doesn't? No harm, no foul. About Vesna. About her. Maybe she's involved, I doubt it, but could she come sniffing around after the fact when a whiff of data gets out? That's what she does. That's all I've got. Keep it between us, alright? We'll let the others know when we hit the Hollow. Remember what's at stake here, Sleeper. An interstellar ship, a ticket out of the Hellion. It'll be worth it. With that, he drifts out of the bunks, whistling. You drive? God damn it, there's a bunch of drives. Jesus. Find the fraction ship. Minor. Major. Jesus, a bunch of major ones. How to get some stat upgrades. Hell yeah. I saw it. I actually saw it. He's wide-eyed, his breath ragged. Saw what? Have you noticed how supplies have been gone missing every so often when we travel? Yeah, I have. Recall the mysterious mess that was left behind in the storage. Seraphim sees a flicker of recognition. After that happened a couple of times, I decided to keep an eye on our supply store. You know, check it from time to time. And just this cycle, I drifted there real quiet, leaned in, and whoosh, something flew past me. Knocked me right into the wall. Did you get a good look at it? It didn't hang around, but it was definitely some kind of creature. Creature loose on the ship. You look around the berth, aware that something could be hiding nearby, tucked in the vents. You know this thing likes supplies, right? So we lock them down tighter, keep it out. That way it'll get desperate, and then it'll make a mistake. What are you talking about? I can hear you all the way in the workshop. Seraphim saw the supply thief. From the way you're talking, I'm assuming it's not human? Something small and dark, something fast. We're gonna lock up the supplies to drive it out. If it's an animal, we don't want it to make it any more scared and desperate than it already is. But we lock up the supplies, but leave some out in a special place. Try to bait it. And then grab it. No, we show it as nothing to fear. We tame it. Doesn't seem very tameable, plus we already wasted enough supplies on this thing. Want to give it more? What do you think, Sleeper? I say tame it. Let's get us a mascot. Let's take the mascot on missions. Just give it a +1 to engage. My one skill that I suck at. And it just flashes puppy dog eyes at everybody. What a waste. Alright, you have to come down to the supply store every few cycles, put out some food, that way it won't get desperate and it won't do anything dangerous. And lock the supplies up tight, it won't get into them anymore. Head in separate directions, you watch them go. Your ship is a stowaway, how will you deal with it? Alright. Find the stowaway. Bait or starve the stowaway. Alright. Visit the Solheim bunker. Suncatchers. Humble canteen. Actually, what I need to do is fuel the ship. Said what I need to do is fuel the ship. Alright, locals aware of the syndicate. This is probably just money. A little bit of cryo, nothing great. God, why am I rolling so many low numbers? 12 cryo, not bad. Fix the broken arrays. I will take a really good one in that. See what it gives me. 8 cryo, but 2 energy. That's good. And I'm full on all my supplies and stuff. Bunkers out here. I should be able to do this in 15 minutes before the end of stream. Alright. Crack facility. Payment is something. We don't know. But yeah. Let's head on out. Gotta take her. And he's the only one that has that one skill. So we'll take somebody else that balances things out. Okay. Sorry, Bliss, you have the exact same skills I do, so... I have those 2 dice that are low health. That's it, those are the coordinates Junie gave me. Look at the rock, it's like thousands of rocks. It's a good place to hide something. That's it. There. That hexagonal crater, that's the entry. Manual labor isn't my favorite, but long lost treasure, I can get into that. Alright. Yes, they're literally just the only thing we have here. Oh god, it's engineering and endurance. Oh, blessed be. Alright. So neutral, but it added stress. Okay. Why take the risks? Bunker access. Access spire. Interfacing. Hell yes. So he's terrible, but I'm neutral. Blessed be. When you enter the access spire, the crew suddenly went very quiet. Images of vast space seen through the viewing window. Pristine. There's a sacred mood to this place, feeling like hallowed ground. None of the facility's final entry lock whirs, flooding the passage with stale, dusty, 10,000 cycle old air. It's impossible. She drifts down the spire and out the cavernous interior. A constellation of red specks mark the vast extent of the space. Within it, a ring of monolithic buildings curves away, running along the circumference of the massive chamber. You follow her slowly out of the doorway into the bunker. The name like that, you could have imagined low slope ceilings, stark tunnels, a basement cut into the rock, but this place is a cathedral, a cocoon the size of a city. This is more like it. This is the treasure house if ever I saw one. We aren't here to loot. It's a historic find. Historic or not, it's got to be worth something. Descending to the rig takes a while. Despite the empty space, no one wants to rush through it. The feeling of entering a sacred territory remains. Though the deeper you go inside, the more obvious becomes this place is more tomb than temple. You touch down amongst the gray metal units, most of them featureless and dark. They tower above you now, their plain frontages revealing little about their function and interior. Stay close, this place is a labyrinth. Oh hey, a warden. Welcome visitors, I'm the warden. Please provide access credentials. Junie freezes and holds a calming hand out to you. She retrieves your deck, sliding it carefully from her backpack and turns it on. You eye over the warden, who waits patiently, wide-eyed and absent. Restating its security request with a regular rhythm. You guessed this avatar just exists to make human interactions comfortable. Its true body is the facility itself. Suddenly they stop speaking. Credentials not provided. Lockdown activating in 10, 9. Junie's eyes rapidly scanning through a screen full of data. Fastening. Lighter. Ildstead. She looks up at the warden's avatar expectantly. Warden flickers again, distorts, and then stabilizes. Oversight connection not active, reattempting. It repeats itself again, atoning the words in a regular pattern. Looks over at Junie, holding still as encountering a wild animal. She meets your eye, but gives no indication of any action you might take. Looping bypass engaged. Welcome, Officer Leonard Dahl and guests. Leonard Dahl. Things been working since Solheim collapsed. Most of these protocols lost their minds long ago. We good, Junie? Warden, are we approved to access all facilities? Yes, Officer Dahl. Please remember, you're responsible for the conduct of your guests while visiting our facility. Hear that, officer? You take the rap from me. You move forward, pushing between the structures towards a large building in the hope that it holds the facility's central data core. As you do that, you pass benches, barren gardens with desiccated grass. A drinking bottle floats in the air among the dust motes. This place is dead. Be aware, officer, due to the facility's extended run cycle and the activation of hibernation protocols, access to the central data store will be strictly limited. However, if you wish to show your guests the habitation facilities, I'm sure they will enjoy the tour. On a personal note, I'm glad to see you return to the facility. I'm happy to report I'm ready for program reactivation at any time. Thank you, Warden. Can I ask how long ago hibernation protocol was activated? Certainly, 11,473 Hellion standard cycles ago. If I'm in error, I apologize. Some of the subsystems have not been properly maintained. Look at the avatar. 11,000 cycles. Like, cycles are a day. What are 11,000 days? Jesus. I'm actually going to break out the calculator for this one. Some 31 years, if the math works the same. Thank you, Warden. That'll be all. My access won't last long. We need to make the most of this. Go for the core. Warden won't like that, but that's where the data is. We can try to be delicate, take it little by little. I don't know how long this will last. Let's get on with it. Alright, what do we got here? Endurance and Intuit. No one's good at any of these. I'm not risking pissing anything off. We're just gonna rest. We're just gonna rest. There's no need to trigger stress. Holy shit, look at those dice. Look at those beautiful, beautiful dice. Warden gains 1 stress per cycle. Okay. Endurance. Oh, there's another one here. Oh, engineering and interfacing. Sweet mercy. The warden won't like you extracting it. Okay. Okay. Is built to house hundreds, maybe thousands of people. Rooms are filled with life. Let's take a look at this. Couch is meant for 0G use. Magnetic table. It's a model of the rig. Mobile extraction vehicle, rigger class. Seriously? That's why we call them rigs? What does a rigger mean anyway? Another Solheim mystery. There's so many of these flying around the system before the collapse. Solheim used to rent them out to colonists. I've seen the records. That's what they did. They claimed the system, then rather than exploit it themselves, they provided goods and services to those who would. Workers paid for transit to the system, then accommodations, equipment, and access to mining claims. Other corps like XPR, Novend paid Solheim to access this closed market to provide other services. Meanwhile, Sibel paid even more to test terraforming tech on the system. They built massive projects here, rich from the work they only facilitated but never undertook. But then they collapsed. And that's what happens when you're built on other people's work. A few high-profile accidents, malfunctions, and the exodus begins. Once it starts, the shareholders lose trust, and here we are at the far end of it. Here, a gift. You can turn it over in your hands. You see something on the base. Some words scratching you can't read. You run your fingers over them, touching the past. The closest thing to a treasure I think will turn up here. The people who worked this place didn't have much to their names. That's what they did have. Solheim has owned that too. Okay, I still have access to this one too. Oh, this is so good. Tech time. Well-preserved components. All right. Push this to get a 6 going here. Three more cycles before I start running into some real problems. Not good dice today. And I was wrong about being able to finish this before 9 o'clock. Core. He's not good at any of this stuff. I'm good at some of this stuff. So 5, that might work. That worked. Good. Alright, I'm halfway through it. She's got terrible rolls for the day. He's got a good roll, but nothing that it'll work well on. Unless I want to burn it on this, which I don't. Alright. Let's hope for some better rolls tomorrow. Fantastic rolls. I love it. There's no reason to burn all of my 6s there when I can just push one of the 1s up. Done. Alright, I'm going to actually sneeze that ad. She looks at it from the box piece of hardware, the one that wouldn't fit any ship short of a freighter, stares at the dome ceiling. Why does Solheim always have a sense of grandeur when it came to its projects? Why should a secret signal monitoring station be any less opulent than any of its other buildings? Find anything good? Hard to tell, there's too much in there. I barely scratched the surface. We'll only know what's really there when I have time to process it. We should go. I'm not sure how the warden will react. I don't think we'll be let back in to get more. As for listening for its name, the warden suddenly appears on its pedestals. It stares across the hall, its eyeline way above your head. Officer Dahl, I've detected inconsistencies of central data core. I believe there may have been unauthorized access. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. I'll investigate when I can, but for now my guests and I have to depart. The warden screeches a pulse of digital noise. Of course, I hope you enjoyed your visit to the facility. Give it a moment to wait. Junie approaches the pedestal. Officer Dahl, when can I ask when you'll return? The facility's been idle for many cycles, and without reactivation, we may face further difficulties in its maintenance. It has been so long. Much as Junie approaches the pedestal, I don't think I'll be able to return. I'm sorry, Warden. Warden flashes red for a moment so small you can almost believe you imagined it. This is as I expected, Officer Dahl. The warden is still now. Its lips no longer moving as they speak. Its chest no longer moves to emulate breath. It's a statue. Thank you for your honesty. It's been an honor to serve. I recommend you leave swiftly. With that, the warden blinks out. You and Junie kick off the rig outside the core. It rides up where the pipe you entered through. When you do, you watch a few of the red lights embedded in the framework of the cavern flicker. Do you think the warden's sentient? I mean, as a sleeper, maybe you... I thought you might know. It could have become sentient. Since it collapsed, is that possible? I suppose with no oversight from Solheim technicians, the protocol could develop some rudimentary learning skills. Seems unlikely they could learn to think, though. Let's bury this coffin. Cycles the airlock, you go through your suits and helmets, ascending the spire. As you do that, you look out of the viewing windows and something catches your eye. The ring's red lights and those few left on the inside of the cavern are turning off layer by layer. The warden is shutting it all down. She's ending it. You force the hatch back open at the top, and by the time you do, the spire is dark inside. The pristine wall is no longer lit. You come out to a canvas of stars, an impossible number of them spread out in every direction. Take a moment to look at them. After being tucked away in the bunker, they seem impossibly bright and impossibly beautiful. You glance at Junie, and she's looking at the stars too, absorbing their light, as if doing so might lift her out of this time into another one where things were different. And this is already done anyways, so... yeah, time to leave. But that's a major one done, and that's going to be 2 more points. Seraphin settles the rig at Holmes Rock, the old Solheim array glittering in the sun. Looking out of the station, you suddenly remember the model Junie gave you and you take it out of your pocket. Seeing it in full light, you notice it's made from cast metal, surprisingly detailed and robust looking. Look at that, it's a mini rig. You know, look at it, what a find. What are you going to do with it? Not sure. Yeah, gotta be something worth doing with a model like this. Maybe you'll let me look at it sometimes, huh? Give us it back and glides out of the cockpit. Sleeper? Thank you for going out on a limb for me. I know that wasn't the most profitable job. We found I'll be thinking about it for, well, ever. I managed to extract some of the data you can use, and I'm going to search through everything we pulled out of the bunker. I wanted to show you it was worth it. It was worthwhile. Glad you think so. I also start seeing where to find the kind of tools I need to work with data like this. Can't let it go to waste. My deck isn't going to be enough. Dark side might be the only option. It's the biggest remaining Solheim facility in the belt. I'll look into it. Either way, thanks for bringing me with you. Got to be a part of this for as long as you'll have me. Major Drive. You're in the cockpit with Seraphin when you hear it. Sounds like a muffled crash and impact reverberating from the back of the ship, but there's a wetness to it, a splattering cascade of sounds like nothing else you've heard. As you rush down the corridor, that's where you see it. A cloud of food packets and pieces spilling out of the corridor, looping around by expanding, stringy shapes of liquid rations leaking from their pouches. The supply store! Fellow ducking under the twisting arms of amber liquid on their way to splatter the lazy interior of the passage. And Seraph into the doorway of the supply store, surveying the chaos. The crates have been smashed into each other with serious force, spilling into the air where the food whirls in some unseen current. How could the creature have done this? Look, it's the main life support feed from the air recycler. It's been clawed open. There's some screws missing. Can't have taken much to lever it open. Then you hear a shrill mewl from behind you in the corridor. It's a cat! And by the doorway, the cat drifts through the air, batting at a food pouch. The stray barely acknowledges you as it moves past, angling its body to catch the droplets of liquid that are released from the packet. What the hell is that? It's a cat. What's a cat? You both lean out of the doorway to see where the stray went. Hey there, girl. Not here to take those rations away, right? You both watch as the stray twists balletically through the air, flexing as it floats and using its claws to catch one of the corridor's reinforcing ribs. Then it swings itself to the wall where it perches and watches Bliss with big eyes. The comfort of its movements in zero-G is striking. You realize you've never seen an animal navigate in microgravity before. That's a cat. I thought they would be bigger. You never seen a cat before? Where would I have seen a cat? Come to think of it, where have you seen a cat? That makes you pause. Where have you seen a cat? Not in the belt, not in zero-G. You close your eyes and bring to mind the faint image of a cat stretching in the sun. Somewhere warm, somewhere with weight, with gravity. You touch the fur of its back and it reacts, sliding against your hand. Careful, Seraphin's hissed warning brings you back. Bliss is reaching out to the stray. Shh, you'll scare her. We had cats back on the eye, but they were in spin gravity there. Stray's big eyes watch Bliss's hand as it approaches. When they touch the top of her head, the stray does not move, does not react. Look at her leg. She's been hurt before and taken care of. She's really scared. See, the cat is gently trembling with Bliss's touch, but slowly she settles and angles her head for Bliss to scratch her ear. The movement brings back the mysterious memory. What is its origin? Focusing on it makes your skin tremble, a shiver running up your arms. It ruined our supplies. None of this is usable. She tore open the vent and ruined it all. Can't blame her for that. We let her get desperate and she wouldn't have known the vent would do that. I thought we said we were going to tame her. Maybe true, but we can't risk it happening again. What if we've been on a contract? We can't keep it. She's a stray. She needs a home, right, Sleeper? We're keeping her. We won't regret it. Plus, the rig is already full of strays as it is. I guess it is. You have to feed her, though, Sleeper. She's your responsibility. Never thought a cat could eat so much. Seraphin's right. Looks like you need to keep feeding the stray every few cycles if you want her to stick around. This is going to be expensive. You'll get used to her. As he does, the cat bats playfully in his hand. If you say so, I'm not really used to animals. Sniffs again. Bliss tries to get Seraphin to pet the stray properly, guiding his hand to his ears for a scratch, explaining how to approach her. As you do, remember that memory of that other cat runs through your mind. It feels like a raw wound, one that if you touch it will only bring pain. You can't help but pick at it, knowing that it might contain some distant part of you. Make a home for a stowaway. I got 3 points. Alright. So I have to send a picture of a cat to a friend. Alright. Got the freighter. Top off some... Oh god, we are completely out of rations. Okay. I have plenty of raw scrap. I don't need much. 13's not bad. My supplies. It's 100 to max out my supplies? Jeez. Sell engine components. Alright. Gonna need food anyways. Might as well. Come on. There we go. Rare component. Rare component. Alright. Even for a positive, that's really bad. That's really bad for a positive. Selling scrap is literally more cost effective. Yeah, this might have been better over here. But okay. Man, I got a ton of freaking things that came up. But scatter yards, the Hollow, and Greenbelt, which is going to be our next destination. But that'll have to wait for another time. Let me see. Feed the stray. Oh, it costs supplies. Oh, no. Okay. Let the game save, and we're going to quit because it saved a second ago. But okay. So, yeah, we did great progress. We finished a couple of majors today and picked up a cat. So, good times. Let's look for somebody to raid. I have a person in mind I'd like to raid. Because she has been gone for a little while, and she just got back this week. And yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it's looking good. Alright, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Reminder, if you want to watch any of my old streams, I do have the VODs up on YouTube, along with some clips and shorts. I also do have a Discord we're building out here, so you can always check that out. Nice try, bot. Also, if you want to check out any of my socials, the links are there. Gonna have some new art going live this week, but as always, the Discord sees it first. And then we're gonna get a raid message up here. And I'm gonna go and... Oh, hey, that person raided out. Oh, that was a different person. Okay. So thank you all for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever it is in your part of the world. I had a great time with this game. Very glad to be back at it. We're going to be starting a new game on Wednesday, a mystery game, point-and-click pixel mystery game called Locomotive. It's a big good time. Then we're going to be jumping back into Persona 5 on Friday. But until I see you again, folks, take care.